black.
Button hit that, bro.
Don't need a fortune, just need the flame. These hidden gems play a champion's game. Cigars that punch higher than the weight class. Underdog smokes that'll kick your ass. Flavor so bold you take a second pass. Cigars that punch higher than the weight class.
JJ, I absolutely love. Let me tell you something. To me, that is the best intro to date, my brother. I like that, man. That hits and hits hard. I like it right straight to the point. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Leaping Ash podcast. I am one of your hosts, and today, guys, Panda. Let me introduce myself, Panda. Right, guys, we got a special day today. We're gonna be talking about some good stuff. But before we get to it, guys, as always, I got my three compadres with me on the top right today. We got the bouginess today. What's up, Cigar Don?
Well, first thing I'm going to say is Blacks. I saw your comment immediately. So, by the way,
what? Let's see how long they take to read the comment. Wow, man. Damn, we haven't gone live in hot boy. But all right, Black. All right, we see you now. On the bottom left, underneath me. Hold on, Don. Hold on. On the bottom, we got the big dog north and this PC Silverback. What up, dog?
Man, what's happening with you, man? I hope everybody's having a good weekend, man.
Oh, well, it's the last day of the weekend, and even I have to work tomorrow, which absolutely sucks, but it is what it is. Guys, as always, on the bottom right, the one finger pecking sensation, the one and only, the maestro himself, JJ, aka Cigar Mud. What up, doggy?
Hey, man, it's all about that experience, bub.
It's all about that experience. What up, Ernie? There's my boy. Out here representing.
What's up, Ernie?
So, guys, before we get into what we're gonna do, let's find out what we're smoking, what we're drinking today. Before I have JJ explain what's going on, if you guys saw the title, it's cigars that punch higher than its weight class. In other words, I'll let JJ explain that, but we'll hold on to that. So, Don, what are you smoking? What are you starting off the day with? What are you drinking?
I am smoking the West Tampa Tobacco Company Red Label. As I've mentioned maybe a time or two, that this is my favorite cigar ever. So I'm smoking that one today, and I'm going with my classic old fashioned.
I don't think I've ever heard Don say he liked West Tampa before.
I was going to say it's the first time I heard it.
I might have mentioned it. I may have mentioned
News
it
to
a time
me.
or two.
Yeah.
News to me.
I know it. Yeah, how about you, Mo? What you smoking? What you going to start off your day with, and what you drinking?
I'm smoking the JFR Titan, and I'm pairing this with an old fashioned where I put just a little bit of maple syrup instead of simple syrup, and it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Look at you. It's all right. Yeah. How about you, big dog? What are you smoking? What you sipping on, PC?
Hey, man, today I'm going with the H. Upman 1844 Anejo, and today's drink is none other than Uncle Nearest and Pepsi, baby. I'm going old school.
Uncle Nearest put a hurting on me, boy. That 1856 ain't no joke. It's no joke. Well, guys, you know that I have been on the kick for a little bit with this cigar. I even got my boy Ernie hooked on these, and that is none other than the Aging Room Cuadro Nicaragua.
Dude.
All right, and I am pairing it up with my G&T, my gin and tonic, guys. Salute.
You know, the thing about it, Rafael Nodal, he knows a thing or two. He can blend some damn good cigars.
Oh, yeah. All right, JJ, tell the people that are watching or going to be watching what exactly is today's episode about, how we're going to go about it, man. Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this next slide here. So what the episode of today is we have a wheel of names filled with cigars that we believe punch above their weight class, whether that may be they don't get talked about enough and more people need to smoke them, or that it's just an all-around good, inexpensive cigar. So I'll spin the wheel, and we'll all give our own takes on the cigars that it lands on. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool little episode.
Let's do it. Around and around it goes. Let's go.
Holy moly. Here it goes.
What's going on, Mario?
You best so genius stuff, bro.
The Genesis.
Okay.
Now
so
that's
who
the
wants
blue
to
and
talk
white label.
about that book? The blue and white one. The blue and white. This is me. I can't even speak. What do you think? What you spun it, JJ?
Well, the first time I was ever introduced to that cigar was by PC.
Same here.
And it's just an all-out. It's an inexpensive cigar that it's very complex. It's nice and creamy and leathery. And like I said, I'm very thankful that PC showed me that cigar because I have smoked many since that day in Tampa. Many.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and to answer one of the questions, Mario, we're talking about cigars that punch above their price point or their weight class. So cigars that might not get talked about enough, cigars that might they're less expensive, but they're really good. That kind of thing. That's what we're talking about. For me, the Raymond Busso was I saw PC smoking them on our Discords and on our lives and that kind of stuff, and I was like, that looks like an interesting cigar. And then he gave us one in Tampa last year. And I was like, damn, that's a good cigar. And he sent me several since then. So,
yep.
I don't happen to know personally what the price point is on them, but it's a really good cigar.
At the time, it wasn't a really high price point, but I think a lot of people started leaning towards them. So that may have changed since then.
But what are you getting them for?
I think they were like, I was buying them by the boxes. They were just that inexpensive. So I saw the opportunity to bid on them on a certain on a CBIT, and I was just getting them by the boxes, and I was loading up on them too. I had 2 or 3 boxes, and they were coming in a box of 20 and not just a box of 10s for a little under $100, man. So you couldn't beat that. So,
no,
yeah. So
it was
$8-9 a stick then.
Yeah. So it was at the time where I wasn't sure you guys were gonna like it because it wasn't in your profile at the time. So I was like, just let me introduce it, and I never got any feedback from it. So I guess this is the feedback almost a year and a half later.
Yeah, you know what?
We really do talk. We really do talk a lot. Just so y'all know,
I don't see if you think if it was less than $100 and he came and you said a box of 20.
Yeah.
It's less than $10.
Yeah.
They're robust. Yeah, they're robustos too, and they're really good little smoke. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I believe, especially for that price point. And you guys got to understand, right, that when we talk about how good or great or phenomenal cigar is, we also take in consideration what we're talking about, the price point. Yep. Because you have to take it into consideration. Because you spend $5 on a cigar, most people's first impression, what kind of cigar is he really going to be that good?
Yeah.
And this is what we thought about coming over. I should say JJ thought about this, and we were like, heck yeah, this is a topic that we need to talk about. And I think it's a great topic for anyone that's into this cigar adventure, just like we are, to kind of get inputs. There's so many other cigars, and mind you guys, not all the cigars that we're going to be mentioning and talking about today are the only cigars that are out there. There's so many cigars. By all means, as you guys come on and see this now or in the future, by all means, leave us a message so we can see it. And maybe there's cigars out there we haven't tried, which are plenty out there.
Oh, hell
yeah.
And I'll say this about the Raymond Busso before we move on. And if you're shopping with just your eyes, you're not going to look at this stick like, I don't want that, because the label is just plain. It's simple. They come in a blue or black, and maybe I haven't seen anything other than the blue and the black. But it was one I took a chance on. So also the Calibre was another one I took a chance on that I got at a box of 20 around that same price range too. So
okay,
nice. And I agree with JJ. I remember being nice and creamy, smooth, and like I said, because and you guys know I enjoy, especially when I'm going to try a brand new stick that I've never had. My favorite size to try a stick is a Robusto.
Yeah,
because it's enough. by the time you get to the second, third, you already smoked half of it, right? And to me, for $5, $6, whatever it is, to me, it's definitely worth the price point for you to keep on revisiting.
Yep. Absolutely.
Any further on that? Any additional to that, guys?
Where's it gonna go? Where is it gonna? Looks like it's gonna be. This is a good topic right here.
What?
No.
Right in the middle.
Ave Maria, Holy Grail. So this is a cigar. This is a cigar that I've stumbled across. If I'm not mistaken, don't come at me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a CI brand, Ave Maria, and I fell in love with the Salomon size on this cigar. It's relatively inexpensive. You can get them on, that CBID. You can get them on CI for $6 or $7 a stick, sometimes cheaper. Now that people kind of know about that Salomon, they're starting to creep up a little bit, but they're not the hidden gem that they used to be. But man, and this cigar, it's medium bodied. It's full of flavor. It's a good long. You guys make fun of me how fast I smoke, so it's a good long smoke. Being the Salomon, it's a good long smoke, and it's for me, it's kind of becoming one of my go-to everyday sticks. So
yeah. And once again, I like that what you guys doing, especially drinking in the morning. What I drink in the morning, guys, with my cigars,
Coffee.
My cup of coffee. Absolutely, those are one of those sticks, and it's between that one and then another stick. We'll get to when we get to that one. We'll talk about it because that was another one that I absolutely enjoy in the morning. Especially for the most, I don't enjoy smoking longer sticks, Toros, Churchills in the morning. But that is definitely one smoke that I truly enjoy. Because like you said, it's medium. It hits something. To me, it's not that full. It like maybe just taps it. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's a great smoke, man.
And I'm actually pretty impressed with the entire Ave Maria line that I've had. I've had the Reconquista. I've had the all those other kind of Vitolas that they have, and I haven't had one yet where I went, oh, this is terrible. So right. and they're all pretty affordable.
Yeah,
and that Reconquista is a banger. And I actually love the packaging. It's basically in a wooden case, right? A little coffin, right? It's in a coffin. And what I love about that concept is that when you open up the coffin, it has a lid to lift the cigar. Oh, there you go. Look, check this out. Ta-da!
Yes, sir.
I opened this the other day and I just stared at it because this is from the first iteration that Don gave us. This has been in my humidor since Tampa.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm just staring at it. I'm like, I don't even want to smoke it.
I think I still have three or four left in my drawer somewhere. But it's such. Once again, what? Don't you guys start? Don't start. So that's another one. Price point, if you can get them on CBIT, because these are most of these sticks that you're going to see. I think the majority of what we've tried on from online stuff, because my lounge doesn't carry them. No. Matter of fact, I think maybe with the exception of 2 or 3 on this list, my lounge carries. So I have to obviously venture off in other places for me to purchase, whether it's another superstore or online, etc. But if you guys have not tried that Ave Maria, let me tell you, it's definitely worth the purchase.
Absolutely. And it's one of those sticks, it's either early in the morning or the last cigar of the night. You don't want to go to bed with something heavy on you. And it's a good, clean smoke. And like I said, the price per performance, you just can't beat it because we've seen, the different sizes and vitolas of this cigar, and they're beautifully made. The craftsmanship on these cigars, and I was blown away. And again, I was introduced by none other than the Cigar Don.
Yeah, what's going on, Memento? So those of you who don't know, me and Memento did a marathon live on Friday night.
I listened midstream. I ain't gonna lie, guys. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like this. I look like a damn bobblehead. I was like, man, I gotta go. But it was a great episode. You guys had a great episode.
I even got Memento to drink a beer with me on that.
I stood for that. He drank one of them Guinnesses.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say this about the offer. It's a midday stick for me because to me it has that even balance that you want from a cigar. But it's like you really want to be somewhere you can sit down and just smoke it. And now, because I'm always at work when I'm smoking them, I was like, no, this is a stick I want to keep at home and smoke it midday or something like that. So I put that in my rotation just around midday at home. So,
okay.
And see, and I like to smoke that right after I eaten something, like after breakfast or after lunch. You know, that to me is definitely, you know, I wanted one thing, the Panda put an extension on to go over that. Wow, man. Wait till Greg shows up. Because then it's gonna be, you know, wow, unbelievable.
With friends like this.
All right. These enemas. All right, spin that one. Hey, Clint, also, man, and you guys are by all means, Dakota. I seen your comment. We are bald-headed beauties. I'm just saying.
I got that Mississippi mud flap going now.
I'm telling you.
Hey,
Round and round it goes.
Where we going?
What a beauty.
Which one's this one?
Charter Oak Maduro.
Oh, Foundation. Foundation. You know, so Nick Melillo, right? I mean, come on now. I mean, Charter Oak, the original, or the man, I just had a Pasquale. Thank you. You know, the Charter Oak. To me, I like the Claro, believe it or not. I like the Claro a little bit better than the Maduro, you know, for whatever reason. In that particular blend, I absolutely love the Claro. The Maduro is good, but for my palate, I truly enjoy the Claro. But not only that, the Charter, what's great about that is that, once again, price point, right? People know Foundation, but Charter Oak is on the lower end of their line. But you're still looking at what, $10, if that, you know, depending on what it is. So, what is that? Fire in the 60 ring gauge.
Yeah.
You know, so, and once again, $10, you can't go wrong with Nick Melillo and anything that man blends. But what says you, JJ? Because we know that's your man crush.
Hey, you know, the Connecticut broadleaf. The Maduro, one of the best pairings I ever had was a Charter Oak Maduro and a root beer. There was just something about that cigar. I don't know what it was, but it was magical, and I ended up buying a box because of it. And to me, price per performance. Again, you know, it's a good clean smoke. You know, construction is always going to be there. You know, that's one thing I think Foundation can be proud of is their construction.
Well, and I'm just going to say this: if you like the Foundation Charter Oak, you might want to be present when we have our 500 show. I'm just saying, our 500 subscriber show. Just saying, you might want to be present. I can't confirm nor deny why, but you might want to be here.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be like I keep telling people, there's going to be banger prizes, and they need to show up. And
that's the thing. We, you know, when we got a chance to go through the Great Smoke, we got a chance to meet the, you know, Nick, and get a couple boxes and stuff like that. But and Dawn introduced me to it was my first time smoking the Pasquale, and that was an outstanding smoke. But I really liked it, and I got a box signed from Nick Melillo that I got upstairs. So, you know, hey, that's just something that, you know, I'll never forget. But because it's a smooth smoke, it's something that I would probably smoke. I probably could start my day off with that Charter Oak at the same time, you know.
Yeah, that Pasquale, the only drawback in my opinion about the Pasquale is that it burns real fast.
Yeah, and it's only a 5.5 by 48.
Correct. And to me, I just, and that's only, it only comes in a 10 pack, you know, a 10 count box. You know, you still have mine done. I haven't opened For nothing. Yeah, Donnie. You see what Black said?
I see that. Yeah. You know, the Charter Oak for me, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but every time I smoke one, I'll go, God, why don't I smoke this more?
Yeah.
You know? And so, but then, you know, there's so many cigars out there. You move on to the next one, and then you go, oh, why don't I smoke this one more? And you know, by the time you know it,
right now.
It's another good morning with your coffee. It really is. I absolutely love. I mean, I have a list of things that I love to, because when I find myself in the morning, for whatever reason, I'm starting with a little bit lighter. You know, I'm definitely starting with the Connecticut for my coffee, and it's just, well, you see the cigars that I got. You know, every day, guys, we send each other pictures of what we smoking in the morning, and I always have a little video that I send to my guys. You know, and
yeah. How about you tell them how you start that video?
What video, sir?
What?
How do I say? What's going on, my Mitches? Good morning, my Mitches. I hope you Mitches have a beautiful day. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. All right, guys. Let's see what's next. We got a bunch here we got to talk about here.
Yeah, I think I narrowed it down to 25.
Mm.
The one I was hoping for.
Which one is this one?
That one that was on the.
Yeah, I've been talking about it. I ain't got nothing to say. Whatever, man. You know what?
Hey, I thought that was something you were going to be smoking tonight, man.
Hey, I only put that on there because I thought it'd be really funny. But it didn't deserve to be where it was, but it's not a terrible cigar.
You know, let me ask you this, and Panda, I know what your answer is going to be to this. Does putting it on that list diminish what it means to people? Does it hurt the cigar versus help it? You know, I'm sure it helps sales because people that don't know will go look for it, but people like us and people who maybe know a little bit more about the cigars, you're going to go, that's not the number 10 cigar. No, come on. And I know there's another brand, Panda, that you feel kind of the same way. It's a good smoke. The Brickhouse is a good smoke. I actually have had some. I've had multiple, and it's a good smoke, and it's a very inexpensive smoke. You know,
you can get those. Okay, so you make a valid point.
Yeah.
Okay, based on the conversation that we're having here, do I feel that it punches above his? See, this okay. So this is where I fight with myself on this, right? Because it's what JJ will call a yard guard, right? It's one of those cigars. I call them a chewing cigar, right? On average, it costs you. Well, now they've gone up in price. You're paying like what, $6 for a stick now, something like that.
Yeah,
you know, I can't remember the price. I can't remember the last time I bought a Brickhouse, but you know, in that, based on what we're talking about, is it worth the price point? Yes. You know. It is. You know, these guys know my opinion about Brickhouse, and there's nothing against, you know, Jason Newman and the Brickhouse. It's just, there was just something about it. If you guys have not seen me rant about Brickhouse making the number 10 in the aficionados, I lost my edge, because to me it didn't even belong on that list. But we're not talking about that list. We're moving on. But anyways, to your argument, Don, yes. For this conversation, it is. And for $6, $5, it really is. It's worth the price point.
Yep. So where would you put it in your rotation throughout the day? Because you like to say we all like to smoke in the morning, midday, or afternoon, or even late night smoke.
It's usually for me. It's the one I grab like right after work type thing. Mm-hmm. You know, when you know. How do you say this? When it's just me and the TV and there's nothing really to talk about the cigar and that's the problem you have with it. I'm sure there's nothing to talk about the cigar. It's not going to blow you out of the water. It's not the. See, you know.
And that's why it's not on my rotation, because you know what? There's other cigars even in the $6 price point that I'd rather spend my money on. You know, and matter of fact, I'd rather spend a couple of more dollars, right? $8, and we'll talk about it. I don't know if it made the list. But it's by one of my companies that you guys know I absolutely love. It has the blue band on it. If it pops up, we'll talk about it. If not, I'll make sure I'll write it down so we could talk about it. But
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it's even on the list. I'll say the Adobe. Is the Adobe on the list?
Nope, but the Rustica is though.
Well, that's part of it. The Nica Rustica Adobe.
Yeah.
It's an $8 cigar. So I'd rather spend the extra $2, right? Because we had that conversation, guys, right? Until, and I don't want to talk about Don Stick that he's smoking, but it comes into that realm. Because you know what? Until West Tampa came into play, for me, the Nica Rustica Adobe was you getting more bang for your buck at $8 for that cigar.
Absolutely.
For $8, you can't beat it. You can't beat it for $8. Even now, you still can't beat it. But would I spend $2 extra for the West Tampa over the Adobe? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it can be there.
I'll say this, with me working alone out in the streets and stuff like that, and if I ever run into a situation where I like my hearth is empty, and I can get to a store and they got a brick house and they don't have what I want, I'll buy the brick house because it's inexpensive and it will fill the need for me to have something and not overpower me while I'm at work or whatever. And I'm just fortunate I can work and smoke at the same time, and it doesn't interrupt with what I'm doing at work,
Yeah.
But also, listen, guys, once again, we talked about it, right? Smoke within your price range.
Yes.
That's the key thing. There's another purpose of this segment was to introduce you guys to cigars that are pretty much, I think the highest cigar might be $13.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything more than that, unless I'm wrong, guys, and unless there's something out there that we unaware that I just don't know about.
I think the Tabernacle is the most expensive cigar on here.
Yeah, that was what, 16?
Roughly.
It's like 16. So, but for the most part, I think it's definitely below $16. Most of them below $15. And it'll be nice. One day we'll come up with it. Listen, you go online, you can get anything less than $16 on. And that's a fact. I'm not telling you guys not to support your brick and mortar because you guys know I'm 100% support your brick and mortar first and foremost. You got to keep those guys in business, guys. You have to keep them in business. Not the parent that won't even have a second home. Just saying.
Well, and I'm going to say this. It's very important that you support your brick and mortar. I was in these filthy streets in a different state, I'll say Mississippi. And I went into this little lounge that I found close to my hotel, just to get off the subject just real quick. And I went in there and they didn't have a large selection. I'm like, I talked to the tobacconist. I was like, hey, what's going on? Hey, we shutting down because the crowd that we had, they're going to another lounge. And I'm like, you guys standing alone in this area because the next lounge is 25 miles from here. She was like, no, everybody want to go to that lounge. So support your brick and mortar. It was a really nice lounge in Mississippi that I found that was closing down the day that I went in there. So support.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything more about the crab house? I mean, the brick house?
Hey, I got what I needed out of that.
Oh, man. I'm trying to be nice, man.
Don, put your knives back up, Don. Put your knives up.
What do we got? Dr. Wyatt.
Yeah, this is going to just be a broad term. Broad.
But you know what? But the tattoo is the perfect one because to me, I think is on the low end of his price point on his line.
Mm-hmm.
The tattoo is absolutely a great smoke. And I know in my lounge they sell them for like $6 for the real small one, $8 for a little bit bigger for like a Robusto. Thin smoke, I think some of them like 5 by not even 50 by 48 maybe. The tattoo. I'm trying to think. It gets in a red and white label. You know what I mean? It's a good smoke. Once again, for $6 to $8, you can never go wrong with Pete Johnson's cigars. I mean, obviously he's getting them from no other than who? My father. You know what I mean? Right. Don Pepe. I guess there's something to say when you're married to Don Pepe's daughter. Just saying.
I mean,
just saying. So good. What do you guys think about that stick?
I think we've shared on Pete Johnson and Tatuaje. I think we're all fans of Tatuaje. I've never actually had the tattoo, so I can't speak on that particular cigar. But Tatuaje in general is one of those cigars that I enjoy every time I smoke it. And I'm going to say this 100 times today, I'm sure. I don't know why I don't smoke it more. I had one the other day. The Kahonu 2012. It was fantastic. And so it's one of those cigars that sometimes I tend to forget about, and I have plenty of them in my humidor. I just don't grab them, and I don't know why. But they're fantastic cigars.
Yeah, and I agree with the both of you too. Like I said, the price per performance for me is a big thing. I like going into a humidor and instead of grabbing 3 moderate price sticks, I'd rather grab 6. You know what I'm saying? And the tattoo is a testament to that. And I think Tatuaje cigars to me, in general, they taste better after I met Pete Johnson and figured out how much of a kick-ass guy he is. He's awesome, super nice. But like I go to expect, construction. We're all big on construction, and I can't name a single time that I've smoked a Tatuaje and had a bad time smoking it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, Jimmy, go to your thing. Who's this? I've had the Thug Reserva and the Skinny Monster Mummy, both great. Okay, so I've had the Monster series. I've had them both. The Tatuaje Reserva, it's great smoke. The Monster series, that's part of the Monster series. It's which guys. Another thing is, be honest with you, wait till we get to 500. I'm telling you guys want to be part of that giveaway when we get to 500. That's all I got to say. I actually wanted to click on which one was it on this one. The Jimmy Nine Toes said, yeah, we just spoke about that on Jimmy, the Nicarusca Adobe. Absolutely, for the price point, you can't beat it. I've never had the No Step on Snake by Rojas. I'll be honest with you guys, I've only had, I think, one cigar by Rojas, and that was when I was in St. Augustine. And I'm trying to think. I remember that it was up there in price. I think that was like $16 a stick. And I swear, and I just can't remember the name of the cigar. To be honest with you, it was like sometime last year. But absolutely. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, my brother. Yeah. Absolutely, thank you so much, man. I'll tell you guys. You guys have no idea of the giveaways that we have. And it's for measly 500. And we're almost there. I think we need, 20, almost less than 30 people?
Yeah.
We're at 465 this morning.
Okay, 465. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Absolutely. I'm probably going to do a video of the sneak previews of what's on the giveaway.
That's another one that should have made the list. I mean, they are. Yeah. You know what? That's a good one there, Josephus.
You know what? The crazy part? Okay, so McAuliffe, for me, is hit and miss. Right? I've had some that are really good and some that to me were like, it was okay. But once again, based on the conversation we're having, absolutely, for the price point, you can't beat it. Oh, look at this. Hey, the only place I found 10-pack is only $30. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You get $4.25 on a cigar. Your expectations need to start at that $4.25.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Once again, right? Because what was that saying? You pay for you get what you pay for.
You do,
right,
and every once in a while, you're going to find a hidden gem in there.
Absolutely. Right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so you've had the same thing. So daughters in purple. Yes, I agree. I agree with that 100%. See, I couldn't remember the names. That's why I didn't mention it. But thank you for mentioning it. I agree with you.
I like purple a lot more than the black.
Yes, I'm there with you too. And this is what I'm saying. And that's what I mean. That it's hit and miss, right? But everybody's palate's different. For the most part, I think the four of us, we somewhat have similar palates. You know what I mean? For one form or another, we seem to have, we enjoy. I would say at least 90% of the cigars that each other smokes. You know what I mean? One form or one way or another. But yeah, I agree, man. Which was this one? Dahlia. I've never had that one.
This is subjective. This is just opinions. It's all this is. It's all just an opinion.
All All right.
But that's everything, right? It's the cigar world. It's all subjective. Spray it, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A banger. A banger.
Smoking one of those
JFR.
right now.
So, does anybody know what JFR stands for besides JJ? JJ,
No.
do you know what it means?
I really don't.
Just for retailers. So,
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this now, guys. I started smoking JFRs when they first came out. And when they first came out, guys, they were $4.75 a stick.
Oh my
They
god.
didn't even have bands. Okay. And I will buy them in the box. And they come in box of 50s. You know what I mean? You do the math. I mean, they had no bands, no nothing. But what ended up happening, right, with JFR, what ended up happening with them was that they started getting popular. And what do they say, right? Demand, right? You have the demand, guess what? They're going to keep loading it. And what ends up happening to the price point? $4.75, $5.30, $6, $7, $8. And I'm like, this is back in 2010.
Damn.
You know, this was 2010.
That's around when you were born, JJ.
Yeah, I wasn't out of high school very long at that point.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. So, and then what ended up happening? You know, just like this one particular big legacy company that you guys know who I'm about to talk about, that just started throwing sticks out there. And the sad part is that their quality went down. Their prices went up, but the quality went down. So what's gonna happen, right? I'm not gonna buy it no more. It ain't worth the $8 anymore. I'm sure I ain't gonna buy a box. You know what I mean? Especially when it's not the same. Forget the one. Thank family gave me. Absolutely, you're welcome, my brother. Anytime. But yeah, JFR, man. Good friend of mine, Jeff Gruber, is one of the reps.
Yeah.
One of the brokers for them. And let me tell you something. Now they got the beautiful band. Matter of fact, Jay, show that you still have that band.
Yep.
Hold on.
Come on.
Focus.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful stick. They've actually taken the time. The price point, once again. I don't know what did you do? You remember what you paid for that stick, JJ?
For this Gordo, I think I paid. It was just about $10.
Yeah,
I want to. I might be off by a few bucks.
Yeah, but not. I don't think it's more than $10.
No.
And that's another. Like I said, now, and I also think that I think the blend has changed. I could be wrong, but it's a great smoke. Absolutely great smoke, especially for the price point.
And made by a great company.
And when I looked this up, this one is a Nicaraguan Puro, but it don't taste as if it's a because you think of a Puro, you think linear. That's not always the case in some cigars. It's definitely peppery, cedary, like a toasted bread on this bad boy, and that's just in the first third. And there's definitely going to be more to come, but for the price point, there's a lot of tobacco in this thing. Like I said, it's a Gordo, but you get a lot of flavor for it being a Gordo, and it's like I said, they know what they're doing, and we all know Aganorsa. They have some of the best leaf on earth, and they found a way to put it in a cigar for $10 or less, and you just can't beat it.
Have you guys had them? Don, PC?
I've only had the Lunatic, the big gigantic one.
The OG Mudbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the 8x80. That's about it.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah, man. I would have had a long ash contest going on here.
Man, that'd be about 3.5, 4 hours.
I spoke 4 hours, bro. I spoke to 990, and it took me 5.5 hours.
See, what's
the one that Tom sent you? Nah, see, I couldn't. 2 hours is my max, guys. I'll be honest with you.
I have
2
the
hours is
Asylum
my max.
13.
Okay, and that's on the list too. That's see, and that's another cig that to me, the Asylum. Well, we'll get to it when we get to it. All right, guys, spin it, baby.
Chill. Oh man, here's a discussion. Oh, still a beauty. Yeah.
The MJ12, guys. I have no idea for the life of me why my lounge and the guys in my lounge did not gravitate to this cigar. They had it in the beginning, a few years ago, and they wouldn't sell. And when I tell you, you could get the original one with, so the Maduro, the MJ12, they came in Maduro in Connecticut. The Maduro came in like a black wrapper, and then the Connecticut was in a silver one, and then the Maduro had an MJ12 on it with a very thin, like a burgundy color, like a really dark red band on it. I had that. Matter of fact, smoked that the other day. That cigar is right up our alley, guys. That MJ12 is so damn delicious. I think it's like $12, and I'm like, you can't beat it. You can. That's a cigar. I love Illusion. They make some really good cigars, but those are it is one of those things that's the one that I always gravitate to. Is the MJ12. I think I had you guys try that one time. Then I did. We went to Tampa somewhere, wherever.
Like the aluminum foil looking wrapper on it.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And it was beautiful. Right. It was wonderful. I mean, the hype you built up around it, it lived up to it. I can honestly tell you that.
And that's that's a 6 beautiful good.
And that was the first time I ever smoked it, and it was a really good smoke. But the thing is, like a lot of the sticks that you guys talking about, like especially Illusion, I can't find them in this region, so therefore they forced me to have to look for them online versus at my brick and mortars around here.
Yeah.
So I think that's a shame. This region is kind of missing out on some of the best sticks that we're talking about. In that manner.
And my pull of cigars has gotten better, but even now, most of the places I have, you can tell they've just ordered cigars because they just opened a humidor and they're just looking at the top 20. They're guaranteed to have the same ones you see in every humidor. And I'm trying to get some of the guys to branch out, but if I could find a Illusion somewhere, I would definitely be stocking up on it for sure.
Clint's still on? I'm sorry, busy. Clint, are you still on? If you are, have you smoked that Illusion MJ12? Let me know if you have. We got PC. I'm sorry.
No, just a quick. No, just a quick note, and Clint will be the one to answer this. I'm wondering why a lot of the tobacconists, especially like in the region where I live in, don't look beyond the legacy sticks. So, just like we created this list to go over what's above his weight class, I wonder why they don't look at it that way, because a lot of it, it's not going to cost you what some of the legacy sticks cost you to put them on the shelf. So I wonder if Clint can give us some insight on that.
You know what? I think. Oh, you know what? I was just about to say that, Clint. They have the capability of selling abundance, and supply and demand. You know what? How many lounges have you gone to? And Perdomo's always there.
Yep.
Almost every one of them.
Right, because they have an abundance of tobacco, so that they could go out there and sell. But not only that, you understand. And I would think, and this is just my opinion, trying to think outside the box, is the fact that that people gonna smoke things that they already know, right?
Yeah.
And so it in one aspect is smart business, right? Especially if you're starting out, you want to start selling cigars immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard for you to start selling boutique cigars that no one knows about.
Yeah.
True.
So I mean, that's the biggest, hardest part. I'm just gonna say that's why I don't recommend boutique cigars on my channel, because a lot of people can't find them. And that's it, right?
Valid point.
Very valid.
It's a valid point, you know. But to me, there's something to say about that as well, though, right? And this is just me, speaking out loud. Is that to me, if you as the tobacconist are willing to convince your lounge owner, right, to try a boutique cigar and gamble on them, to me, it's up to the tobacconist who smoked it and enjoyed it, who recommended, should know that his or her customer to say, I understand you like this legacy, but guess what? We have a new company that just came out, has somewhat the same profile, and is a quarter of the price. Right? Because that's the whole thing, right? You want to sell, because if I could sell somebody 2 sticks at a cheaper price, even though the lounge is still making double their money, as opposed to 1 stick of the legacy, it's a win-win, right? Introducing the consumer to a new brand, blend, new company, right? And the store now the store is not getting 1 stick purchase; they're getting 2 or 3 or maybe a box.
Right.
I love going into a lounge and going into the humidor and saying, "This is what I'm looking for," and they say, "I'm wanting the tobacconist to do this. We don't have that particular cigar, but here's this. I'm looking for that." And it lets you know, he wants to make a sale, and he's want to do what he can to ensure that sale. And he's a smart tobacconist. I want him to do that. I'm not saying no, we don't have it, sorry.
Yeah, I found myself looking for a LFD one time, and they were out at the time. And the tobacconist owner of the my lounge where I go to, and he just, hey, I got this stick here. Is compatible to what you're looking for. Try it, and the price point was maybe $1 or $2 less. It was right on point because I'm always going to go look for the stick I originally set out to smoke. But now I know what the backup is if they don't have that stick in stock or whatever. So.
And you know what? I don't see enough of that. When I go to other lounges, I barely see a tobacconist follow customer inside the humidor. Hey, can I help you? Hey, what are you looking for? And like you said, JJ, no, we don't have that. But
yes,
let me bring you over here because if you like this, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy that. You know what I mean?
Right there, he's worth. He's worth his weight right there. When he's still going to try to make that sell and make you happy at the same time. Cigar World and Drop them. They can tell you what you ate last night. You can't walk in the humidor without them. They're giving you a flat tire on the back of your shoe. I mean, you're almost tripping. They're on you.
Well, and if you can push through 5 hours of content from Friday night, Clint and I had this very conversation about, especially new smokers who come in and they've heard about a cigar and that's the cigar they want. And to be able to say, hey, we don't have that cigar, or we may even have that cigar, but man, if you like that one, look over here, and that kind of thing. So.
Hands up. Another trick is when they bring the cigars to the front counter, you figure out whether the common is in between all the blends and then recommend something in the same vein. You know what? That is such a good point, Clint.
Very smart.
But the problem is that not everyone does it. You know how many customers I've seen? I'm not going to mention one particular lounge, but you guys have been there with me. It's not that far from my house. That if it wasn't because of the one person that we all know, if it wasn't for that particular individual to say, I understand we don't have to, but check this out because this and this and that. But prior to her being there, I can't tell you how many customers left with nothing in their hand.
See?
Like how do you do that? How do you allow a customer to walk out your door without even making a valid effort?
And with that, they're probably never going to come back at that point. You just lost a customer. It takes you all but 15 seconds to lose that customer, and he's never going to come back from that experience.
That's so true, right? Because it is one of those things that as an owner, if I saw that my customer, my tobacconist is not doing that, then I would be pissed. Because like you just said, I just lost a potential new customer. And not only that, I feel to do my job to introduce them to something new.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because listen, we all know that 1 or 2 people. Listen, I don't know if Ernie's still on, but Ernie's one of those guys. You guys know my boy. Ernie was all about legacies and stuff like that. It wasn't until recent that I started introducing him to new boutique cigars, and he absolutely loves this Adrian, absolutely loves it. That and the H. Upman Heritage as well, right? There's so many boutique cigars that people don't know about that I know for a fact that they would enjoy. But once again, it's unfortunate because so my guys are very loyal to the lounge that we go to. So they only smoke what's in the lounge.
Right.
And I get it. And I can respect that. And I really can. But I'm just too much of an enthusiast that I know that there's so much stuff out there for me not to go out there and venture off to go and find something new and try and just experience. And listen, that's also hit and miss just the same, right? Because you go and venture off and you spend $10, $12 on a cigar because it looks nice, and it tastes like absolute dog crap. And it's like, oh my God, I could never get it. This is my $12 back. And you try to push through it and you can't.
Yeah.
So, but.
You just want a brand new car.
Come on down.
Banger.
No,
Banger.
can't say enough about this.
Oh, man.
You know what? Again, Panda introduced me to this specific brand. And not only is it the first time, the Barber Pole Robusto was the first time I ever got cinnamon out of a cigar. And here I am chasing that dragon, getting that. Tell me right now, that cigar right there. And when I first bought them, I was thinking, man, no. That is a cigar that hits 3 weight classes above, especially at the price point. There was a problem that was rectified to the point. If there was a problem, he would rectify it. And you talked straight to him, and that gave me even more respect. There was.
What the heck?
Somebody's fan?
No. That's weird.
There was a problem. You didn't talk to, human, HR. You talked straight. He called. I had a weird knock. I'm like, he calls me international,
Right.
And he said, you know what? We're going to get this fixed. Thank you for, I want you as a customer. Thank you for, being a customer. I'm going to fix this for you. And ever since then, you know what? You can't go wrong with Every Day a Cigar Day.
Yeah.
If you guys have not tried it, Every Day's a Cigar Day, go to everydaysacigarday.com. The owner's name is Andres. That guy is the most personable person, honestly, guys, that you could ever meet as an owner, a blender. This guy, he actually lives in Esteli in Nicaragua. He's from Lithuania, you know what I mean? Born and raised out there. I know he was in England for many years, but he's direct to consumer.
Yes.
He's direct to consumer,
Yeah. I get it. It's to me. It's every time Don speaks.
Hey, mute your. Everyone, take a turn mute. Yeah? Hold on. Ooh. Don, mute yours. Okay, can you guys hear? Yeah, it's Don. You're muted now, buddy. It's you.
Yeah, your mics went out. It's like real bad static.
Real bad. That's you, buddy. It's you. So, hey, Don, I'm going to mute you just for a second till you get your stuff. No, okay, even better. So, I just lost my train of thought.
All right.
Every day's a cigar day. So, this guy's cigars, let me tell you something, guys. I promise you, you want to talk about bang for your buck?
Mm-hmm.
bang for your buck. Everydaysacigarday.com. And, I got to work with them in regards to another promo code because let me tell you, when I first met him and I, we spoke for hours, and he had given me a discount code, and he really took care of everyone that used the discount code.
Right.
Is that audio better?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
Sorry,
And
guys.
it's all right. And so, to me, yeah, I think it's one of those like direct to consumers. I don't think I know anyone else that does that. That's just as good. I mean, do you guys know anybody else?
I can't speak off the top of my head of anybody.
Direct to consumer, and that's the price, right? Because he's able to cut out the middleman. There's no retailers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the Keystone pricing, I'm sure he's making his money, but his Keystone pricing to the consumer is not going to break the bank.
Because
I've seen that new stuff
that
coming out
box
too.
of 16 that you can get for whatever it is now on his current price, I'd pay double or even triple for them type of cigars. I mean, you're getting a great bang for your buck.
I think there's a point where we were getting 16 cigars for $32.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. I mean, that was absolutely bananas.
JJ, I'm with you too. That was the first time I ever got cinnamon out of a cigar.
Yep, and I've been tasting golly ever since. It's so
that
good.
and the Alma Fuerte 6-0 green label are the two that I get cinnamon out of.
And you got to think about the packaging that he does. He saves himself a ton of trouble just in the packaging itself. I mean, it's ingenious, man. Especially the way like you say, from consumer, from to consumer. So,
he's got a new package now. Have you guys seen it?
No, I
I haven't seen it.
So it's not. I think it's a 5-pack that he sells now. That it's in a almost like a wax paper.
Wow.
The dude knows how to save $1, and I guarantee you, if there's not more people in the next 3 to 4 months with the way the world is right now doing that, they just want to lose money. Because that's how you save the money right there.
I mean, and I don't think any of us can say enough about Andreas. I think the fact that people, when they contacted him, that he immediately addressed the issue. It took a little bit for him to find out, because you know how it is, right? If you get one person to complain about a certain thing, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, you're not happy, I'm sorry. Second time, third time, but when you have multiple consumers complaining about the same thing, then there's an issue, right? And then you have to figure it out and address it, and that's exactly what he did, and he moved on from that one location, went to another location, and it seems that I haven't bought anything recent, but I do plan to buy some because I know he has some new stuff out there. So I'm definitely interested to find out what else.
I mean, before we move on, I can tell you we just bought some, and we're looking to buy some more here soon. And man, the best cigars those particular sticks off of the changes that he made, you can smoke them straight out the box and put the rest in the.
I emailed him. He emailed me one time after, said, "What's your phone number?" And within that same day, I said, "I'm getting a phone call from across the world. What's the problem?" And he said, and he made everything right. And you know what? I'll always stand for a guy like that.
What's going on, Greg?
Absolutely. What up, Greg? How you doing, buddy? Hey, man, great job on that podcast co-hosting, buddy.
And insults in 3, 2, 1.
Nah, he's good. He's good. Put up on. Let's do it. Oh man!
What a topic.
So Don, I'm gonna let you start this off, because you're the one that kind of got us into this company. So you let us know which was. Do you remember which is the first one you introduced us to?
So the first one I ever smoked was the 5 Vegas Gold, I just watching YouTube content and TikTok content. I saw on there that I can't corroborate this because I didn't do that, but I saw on there that it was made with Plasencia tobacco, and I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I tasted it and I smoked it. It was Connecticut. It was light, but it was flavorful. I was like, okay, this is good. So I dabbled into some of their other, and there's a particular CAO that we all like. It's made with Brazilian tobacco that I'm telling you that this $3 to $5 stick from 5 Vegas Gold punches every bit with that cigar. And I like both of them. I love them, you know, but this 5 Vegas Brazil right here is unbelievable. I also like the 5 Vegas Nicaragua. I haven't. Those are the 3 that I've tried. The gold, the Brazil, and the Nicaragua. They're all 3 punch way above their price point.
Yes. See, and I haven't had the Brazil, but I've had the Nicaragua, and then there's one that's called it's like the Big 5. It was a Gordo, and again, I can't complain. You know, because the 5 Vegas Nicaragua, it's made by AJ Fernandez.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic cigar for the price. You can't go wrong.
No. And that's those are the cigars that I enjoy smoking when I'm doing stuff around the house, straightening out the garage, doing some yard work. And for the price point, especially if you go online, I mean, guys, you can literally get them, you know, $2 and change a stick. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. What's up? What's going on, Pedro? Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro for Hayes Gray Cigars.
What's happening, Pedro?
What's going on, Papa? Oh man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's one of those that I, you know, like I said, I found the classic not too long ago. I was in the middle of nowhere, walked into this little store. They had them in. Man, I wasn't about to leave that because it was one of the 5 Vegas that I had never smoked. So I got the classic, and next thing I know, you know, like I said, we put pictures on our, you know, in there of what we're smoking. And Don was like, "Yeah, I got this one," and he smoked it, and it was like, "Yeah, this is good smoke, baby." Yeah, so 5 Vegas, man, they're just all around above their weight class.
Yeah, you know, it's not going to wow the guy beside you in the lounge, but you're messing around at home. You know, we're playing poker on Discord. You know, it's a good cigar just to, you know, lounge around the house or go out in the yard with. And like I said, $2 to $5, you can't go wrong.
Well,
see, it's good.
I'll say this, and it's that stick for, you know, if somebody you got that has never smoked the stick, a new smoker, that's one of the ones you want to introduce them to because it won't turn them off. It won't, you know, it won't affect them in a negative aspect.
Right.
Absolutely.
It won't break the bank. It won't break the bank. And you know what, hey, JJ, you made a valid point, right? Because like the guys in my lounge, they'll bust my chops. If I come in with the 5 Vegas, what the heck is it? I mean, don't knock it till you try it. And let me tell you something, guys. If you guys are on a budget and you guys, you know, like have limited funds, I'm telling you, you want bang for your buck. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with the Nicaragua. I like the gold, you know, in the morning because it's a nice light smoke. You know what I mean? I always get the 10 packs on CBID, you know, and normally I think I paid like probably like $2.10, 11 cents a stick, some crazy ridiculous. And it's great. It's a short smoke, it's a half an hour smoke. You know what I mean? You have your coffee in the morning, you're good. You know, it's a good way to start the day. Great budget stick, very inexpensive. And once again, perfect for this topic that we're talking about. Yes, sir. Side. Oh, no, you did not add the six. No, you did not add the size 6 sneakers. The size sneakers, boy. Wow, man. These guys are on the road, man. JJ, go ahead, man. Spin that reel, man.
Oh, man.
These muckers.
Here's the discussion. Here's the discussion right here. You either love them or you hate them. And I don't know why you can hate them. I mean, not all punch are made the same.
True.
That's
true. It's a way to there's a good way to start that conversation because you're right.
Because the bare knuckle is one of my favorites. The Classico, Diablo, very good.
Can we stop for a second and talk about the amount of cigars that have the word knuckle in them. You got
Yeah.
the bare knuckle, the knuckle buster, the knuckle sandwich, the like.
Where's
Good
the
Lord,
knuckle
man,
head?
I can't keep them straight.
It's just, the first time I ever bought a box, it was the bare knuckles, and they were on Cigars International, and it's just a cigar that if you like cedar forward, to me the bare knuckle is a very cedar forward cigar. I loved it, and I definitely enjoyed it. And then the signature is the more recent one I've tried, Out of Punch, and they got the white label on them. They're fantastic smokes. I think
The Knuckle Buster.
$6 to $8 depending on the size, and they're crazy.
Yeah.
The Knuckle Buster.
JJ,
you can't beat it.
And JJ, you kind of turned me on to the punch, and I got the Diablo, man, and the spice and the pepper that was in that thing, and I think it was a perfecto.
Yeah,
dude, it hit me like a ton of bricks, but I was like, it was too good for me to put it down, man. So
the Diablo, it's a stump.
Man.
They call it the Diablo stump. It's about this big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfecto, and it's an $8 cigar, but it's a slow burner, and it'll kick you in the belly.
But it's so good, you're not gonna put it down though.
No.
Yeah, but also, like I said, the Knuckle Buster, I love the Maduro. It's a lot better than the Habano. The Habano, I did not care for it at all. But also, you guys got to remember, Knuckle Sandwich, they had that series, that Chinese food series, if you remember. They had, and we're talking about a few years. I don't know if you guys ever tried it. The boxes used to be like, the Chinese, the box with the pork fried rice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had the pork fried rice. They had the spring roll. They had the egg roll. And those cigars were pretty good and flavorful. The punch. So Clint wants to know how much is the punch. So depending on which one you get on Clint, if you go on, like I said, if you go on Seabed, you could get them dirt cheap. Yeah. I know the Knuckle Busters for a Godo, right? It's like maybe $6. The punch signature with a Robusto or Seabed, you could get a 5-pack for probably, I don't even know, guys. It's what, $12, $15.
If that,
you could probably even get you could probably get a 10-pack for that.
But if you can't find them on Seabed, you most definitely go to CI and get them though.
Correct. You could go to Neptune's. Neptune's has them.
Yeah. And I've noticed most of the newer humidors around me all carry some form of punch, especially like Classico, and then the Diablos especially.
Oh,
so the Classico to me is like very, very earthy, very. You know what I mean? It's like you're chewing wood. I mean, that one is just, yes, exactly. So that was kind of a little hard for me to enjoy. These was good.
That goes to show how subjective all this is, because I'm not a huge fan of the punch line. Right. I haven't really smoked anything that just kind of made me want to go back and get another one. But JJ, I know you love that signature. I know you love the Puro. I know,
yeah.
And so it's so subjective, that and to my fault, I'm one of those guys that if I smoke something in a company or a line, that I don't agree with or I don't like, sometimes I will write that whole line off when that's not the right thing to do, because every cigar's got a different flavor and a different profile. Right. So I need to do a better job of saying, okay, I didn't like that particular cigar, but let me try this other one.
But every cigar smoker has done that. Mm-hmm. Every one of us have done that at one point or another.
Well, there's something to say to trying it twice, right?
Right. And I was about to say that. Yeah.
And think about there's a major cigar producer that really has a bad name in the industry, and for good reason for some things. But do they make some good cigars? I'm sure they do. But most people won't smoke them because of the name on the big name on the cigar. And
right.
Yep.
Well, listen, to that example, like I tried that MX2. I know Clint said he enjoyed that cigar. I've only had one of them, and I did not enjoy it. When I mean at all, I did not enjoy it at all. But
That's who I was talking. That's who I was talking about, Greg.
Yep. Yeah. And the crazy thing about them, they don't have a farm and they don't have a factory, so you never know what you're going to get. You know, I've had some ghosts that are fantastic, and I've had ghosts that were, I hate using this term, but dog rockets, nowhere near the original cigar. And I think that's where Gurkha, if they want to up the game, they've got to get a factory, dedicated rollers, and dedicated fields, or they're never going to get the name they once had, because Gurkha used to be huge.
Yeah, it's very huge. Very MX2 is good. BX3. Oh heck yeah, momentum.
Amen.
Listen, I agree with you. See, I've had, I don't know how many. Matter of fact, I just won, I think, a 10-pack of BX3s. You know, the BX3s, triple Brazilian tobacco in that cigar.
Amen.
But we will get to that company momentarily. All right, JJ.
Pew. The next contestant on The Price is Wrong.
Uh-oh.
Bing.
Oh, Rafael Nadal himself.
The AG line. There it is. So you guys know I'm on the kick. I mean, I think every other day I'm smoking this Nicaragua.
It's a damn chocolate bar.
It is a chocolate bar. It's absolutely freaking delicious. The tobacconist at Neptune's, he convinced me to buy the Aging Room Sonata, the yellow label. Have you guys had that one yet?
I've only had the one we're talking about now. The Quattro.
Okay, yeah, so the Quattro.
I've only had the brown label.
So I'm going to I have one. I bought the Sonata. I'm probably gonna smoke that sometime this week, just to kind of see where it stands with the Nicaragua Quadro. But right now, I just can't get enough of these cigars, man. I mean, it's such a damn good freaking smoke, man. What is it?
And I'm big on it. It's clean. It is a clean smoke.
Yeah.
That's never bitter. And I mean, I'm not chooching on them too terribly fast. But
well,
the Aging Room never gets bitter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to have one I've yet to have a plug. I've yet to have an unravel. I've yet to have it not burn even.
Yeah.
I just finished that one right now, and let me tell you something. It's just a great smoke, and
and based off them 3 points, that can make a subpar cigar a very good cigar, just by simply not having burn issues, unraveling, plugs, bitterness. That can make a subpar cigar a lot better.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm glad you ran that banner, because I was thinking the same thing. Phenomenal.
I mean, listen, I would love to speak to him in regards to his blending, and Rafael Nadal, not the tennis player, ladies and gentlemen, not the tennis player, So, but like I said, you can't say enough about that cigar. Like I said, I won a 10-pack. I gave a 5-pack to Ernie because he loves them. Absolutely, he absolutely loves them just the same. So you know what that means, right? I gotta go back on and get me another 5-pack.
I think at some point we need an intervention.
Interventions are for quitters, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Good point.
I'm just saying, man. You know what? I don't want an intervention. I know I have a problem.
Yeah,
that's the step one, admission. I admit it. I have a problem. You know what I mean? I said you guys.
I like my problem.
I gave you guys. Yeah, man. You guys need to stop sending me cigars. I keep telling you guys. I'm just saying. I don't need any more cigars, guys.
I'm gonna send you a 10-pack.
Hey, just ask the people over there at the bid if they will put from Mutt. On the
what?
butt.
That's it. Oh my God, man. It's just unbelievable, man. But so
What's
Clint
next?
says that the Sonata is great for pairing. So Clint, what would you pair that? What would you pair it with the Sonata? Because I can tell you this. So I'm drinking a gin and tonic, right? And I can tell you it paired up great. I've also had it with Woodford Reserves. I've had it with cigar malt. I've had it with quite a few. There's only one person in this panel, ladies and gentlemen, that is the bougie of all bougie. Okay, and it's that guy. Whoop, that guy over there. He is. There he is. Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my Lord. What is it? I'll take pandas. Oh yeah, I hear you, bro. What I'm going on supply, are you? I hear you, man. What did this see? It will pair with almost anything. It's a safe pairing cigar. Okay. There's something to say that.
Hey, thank you, Pedro.
Thanks, Pedro. We're happy to be members.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we signed up to do the media side. This is why, I'm glad that you guys, if you guys have not seen that episode with Hayes Gray, I absolutely recommend that you guys go and see that. If you guys have not tried Hayes Gray, you guys are absolutely missing out. Yeah. And I'm not saying that because Pedro's here. I'm telling you right now, guys, the Admiral. I've had the Admiral. I've had the Patriot and the Brotherhood. I'm telling you right now. So I can tell you right now, guys. You guys haven't smoked the three, but I can tell you right to me, it's like the Admiral and the Brotherhood, man. They're neck and neck for me, man. I'm telling you, and they are. I'm gonna tell you, you need to go get them.
I'm gonna tell you this for now. I've only had the Patriot, and if you're saying the other two are better than that, then I'm in for a treat.
I will tell you one thing better than the cigars, and that's that panel that sat across from us and talked to us that day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great guys.
Very stand-up people.
Great group.
Yeah, very good.
And you know what, guys? I was very privileged and honored to meet them face to face, man, and get to hang out with them and speak to them, just chop it up with them. And you know what? This is what this industry needs to be and continue to be about, is that communication and openness. And, because we've seen it and we've had encounters with legacy individuals, right? That they become the biggest a-holes, and because they're at that status, and it baffles me, because at the end of the day, we as the consumers have all the power.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because the reality is this: without the consumer, there is no blend, there no company, right? There's no cigar company,
right?
Right. And it bothers me that people move up, and the only reason you got up in the status you have is because people like us,
right?
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't understand why why would you become this complete a-hole overnight? And I don't think it was overnight, because I think that particular individual has been an a-hole his whole life.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Right. And you know what I mean? He's one of those individuals that you give him power and authority, and his head just blows the hell up. You know what I mean? But
I'll never say his name out loud, but just look through our podcast list, narrow it down on some of the bigger names in the company. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you think about this. This is a word of mouth business that we're talking about, but what people have to realize, we're all bonded by the leaf, baby.
Look at you! I like that, bro. Love you, baby. Plug it. Plug it.
All right, what's next? What's next,
guys?
It's going to land on Perdomo lot
CAO. Oh no, hell no! Solemn 13.
Well, we got some friends that love the Asylum, man. So
man,
I'm gonna tell you, it's a good brand.
It's a great smoke. I just cannot listen. You guys know 60 gauge is the biggest. That's it.
This is a Toro, and this is the one she told you not to worry about.
Hold on, wait. Hold on,
hey,
JJ,
hold on. Get your forearm, dog.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
This is a Toro. And this is the one she told you not to worry about. We're just friends.
Put it up against your forearm, man.
Dude, that is oh my Lord, bro. Oh my God, man.
That's so funny.
Priceless, baby.
I'm telling you, man. I just, oh my God. I listen, man. That, and we know a couple of guys that like that 70, 80, 90, 100. It's
Yeah.
I just like. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, 2 hours is my max on smoking each cigar. Matter of fact, yesterday, Ernie gave what the hell did Ernie give me smoke yesterday, man? I forgot what exactly he had me smoke. And you know what it was is that I kept on, we're playing dominoes, and for the most part, just like my drink, I barely put my cigar down, right? And this, for whatever reason, this particular cigar, I just kept on putting down, and it got to the point, I'm like, over 2 hours, I'm like, I can't smoke it anymore. I mean, I was just starting the last third, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this cigar. I can't. So I can't even fathom the 70, 80, 90 gauge that's going to smoke 3, 4, 5 hours. Because I say, once again, what do you smoke after something that long?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Your palate's blown. You know what I mean? But listen, that's just, once again, it's subjective, and that's just me. I just, to me, I don't want no one to come after me because I love Tom and Tom. Tom and Tom, Tom and Tom. I bought matter of fact, I bought both of them, the Tommy. And the Tommy, I think, is a 90 ring gauge or 80 ring gauge. I can't remember which one it is, but and they absolutely enjoy the hell out of it. You know what I mean? I just can't. I'm saying 60, the Gordos is my max.
Yep.
And I find myself now more enjoying because honestly, the 60 gauge was my go-to gauge. I just enjoyed that. More filler, than the others, but it still, depending on what I was smoking, it still gave me what I was looking for. Now I find myself at the 58, 54, especially the 54 range.
Yep.
The 6x54. I find that to be a perfect size, a perfect total size.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And to me, that's another one that Jeff Gruber reps for. So yeah, you can't beat it.
Well,
You can buy multiple cigars for the price. Yeah, you're right.
I'll say this about the stick: it's more of a therapeutic stick. But the thing, I used to smoke them, a lot, but not that large ring gauge. But to keep from blowing my palate out, I would keep some chocolate on the side of me, just plain water or some stuff, just to keep from blowing my palate out. But that's more therapeutic stick or something. Yeah. If you're going through something, or you don't even have to be going through anything, but if you're in deep thought, that's a stick that you want to pick up. But it will blow you. It will blow you out at the end of it.
I love that Silent 13, the 6x60. I absolutely love this. I love that cigar. And I love the Silent 13 because there is an asylum. There is just the asylum. And that, for whatever reason, I did not get for at all. And I tried it multiple times. But the Silent 13 6x60 Gordo, it is a phenomenal smoke. And I think you can get it for like $12.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
I would just like to say for the record that Panda got to his second cigar before I did.
I was waiting for it. I personally think that. Yeah, go ahead, dog. I think you purposely did that, man. Anybody else want to take a smoke?
There was an ulterior motive for me doing that, but it didn't happen. So we're about to get into the second one. Hey, listen.
To my defense, I have a fan right in front of me that's burning my cigar a lot faster, just for the record.
And this cigar being a Puro, let me tell you what: the first, second, and third of these cigars, except before, sometimes it can be linear. In this case, I don't know what Aganorsa does. But it went from the pepper. Now I'm getting like the espresso. It's creamier than it was. The pepper's ramped up for sure, but it's a great freaking cigar, and it's not bitter.
It remind everybody, for those who are just signing, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking the JFR Titan.
Nice.
And before the show ends, I'll definitely show that slide, just so if anybody's never seen the cigars, they can be familiarized with them.
Yeah, I tell you guys, everything like I said, for the most part, they're like, I think the most expensive is $14. I think we said right, $15 and less, and I think most of them are less than like 13 and less or 12 and less than that. So let's see, let's spin it, baby.
Bam.
Oh, water.
Oh.
We've gotten into this one. I mean, this is
I can get these less than 2 miles down the road for I think $5.50 for a Toro.
That's crazy. See, I put the Toro. I think they're Russo side, and I can't even remember. It might be Toro. I hear in South Florida you get them for $8.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go by Drew Estate, and you know we kind of brushed on in the beginning of the show. You know, to me, prior to like I said, West Tampa, you know, coming to the market, to me for the price point, more bang for your buck. You know what I mean? With friends like you, yes, exactly. You know what I mean? The Nica Rustica, and mind you, they have the Connecticut broadleaf, you know, the Nica Rustica, and that's a Churchill for the same price, $8. Okay, and I'm telling you, two great smokes, great bang for your buck, and for $8, you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. Once again, I'd rather spend an extra $2 on a cigar like that made by Drew Estate, because you know the tobacco that they already have and they grow, than to go back to our previous conversation. Then the Brick House pays $6. I'll pay the extra $2 for the Nica Rustica, whether it's the Connecticut broadleaf or the Adobe. That, I mean, you can't go wrong.
They probably have one of the biggest fan bases of all. I mean, their fan base is huge, and I can see why. Look at their lineups they have. You know, anywhere from, my God, you can get, you know, a factory smoke Maduro.
Yeah,
they are not bad for the price. Not a terrible cigar for the price.
$2.50.
Look at the, you know, the Liga 9 belly. You know, we all love it. You know, they have something for
some more than others.
Yeah, somebody might be a little crazy.
I'm out. I saw my last Bellicoso the other night. I almost cried.
They have a cigar for everybody, and you know, whatever your palate may be, whatever your wallet is, they have a great cigar for you, and I can respect that for sure.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, and to follow up on that, JJ, they do have a great following, because every time our lounge has the Drew Estate Lounge, the amount of people that show up that just they have their own groupies. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is. And they have the Barn Smoke, right? Drew Estate Barn Smoke. I've yet to go to one, but I keep on hearing that is a great event. I would love to go and check one out. I can tell you this. I've yet to see a company have better swag.
100%.
Better swag. And to go back to our 500 plus subscribers, there may or may not be swag from Drew Estate on there. I'm not, you know, I cannot confirm or deny. There might be, you know, something that tells time and stuff. I'm just saying. Absolutely. I'm sorry, there's some really good stuff. I can spin it.
I think it's going to land on Jaime Garcia. What do you think?
Round and round it goes.
LFD. Ooh. See, anything LFD, right? I like LFD, and I just think because of all the Lajero they have in it.
Yeah.
You know, so LFD is absolutely known for their pungency, their punch in the mouth, pepper, spice, you know, type of cigar. If you're not a hardcore Maduro fan,
right,
I tell you right now, you will not like it. There's only one cigar in their entire line that's super mild. Does anybody know what it is?
The Andalusian Bull.
There you go. All right, and let me tell you something about that. So they only make so many of them. Look at that. That is a monster there, but that Lajero is no joke.
Hey, Crystal, how you doing?
Hey,
I got the red label that came out at PCA this year.
Mhm.
Very good. It's a very good cigar. I wish I knew where the band was. I don't even remember what it was called. But luckily, LFD was right in front of us at PCA, and that guy came over with some gifts, and it's a good cigar.
Well, Greg, if you would have came down to Florida, you would have been able to invade the Panda's locker, because a couple of people invaded the locker.
Dude,
let me tell you,
that Andalusian bull was plumed, aged. Oh my Lord, have mercy!
Yeah,
All I can say is
two left. Oh, you haven't done that in a while, Jay.
I haven't done that in a while. But you know what? I rated that Andalusian bull, and you know what? I'd do it tomorrow. Again.
and mind you, so I've seen that cigar. Like my lounge, they do not gouge on prices because it's a limited run every year. You know, and I'm grateful for that. I've turned them down. I know there's certain places that don't ever get them. I mean, my lounge is one of those lounges that when they do have them, my lounge does have them. You know, and I'm one of the first people that they contact, and I've turned them down like 2-3 times already. But it's time to restock on them because I think I only have 2 left.
Yeah, because we might be coming down soon.
Yeah, I got to restock before March.
I want out of that 2 box. I don't want the new box. I want the ones that I left out of that 2.
Yeah. You guys know my rules. There's the locker. There's the humidor. Go grab what you want. You know,
I found out that that seems to be the case at your lounge. Very accommodating lounge.
Most definitely.
Everybody's, and Ernie kept saying, "Pour you a drink, get you something out, pour you a drink, get some," and I'm just like, man. And he finally said, "It's there, do it." I'm like, okay. And I felt right at home after that. I was like, man, it's a good place.
Yeah.
It is. And the thing is this, right? Because for the most part, I don't open up my lockers or my humidor to just anyone. And I'll tell you why. And you guys pretty much probably know the answer. There's nothing worse than someone grabs, a really good or even possibly an expensive cigar, right? And they don't smoke, especially those who aren't avid smokers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, I'd rather let me pick out what I'm willing to lose. You know what I mean? Because because at the end of the day, when everyone leaves and you're cleaning up, you're gonna see not even the first third smoke. And it's crazy. Yeah, my sister loves the lounge. What's that? Oh, we need more places that are more home away from home. I agree. Greg, I've yet to find another lounge like mine. I'll be honest with you, to this day. I've yet to find it. What do we? Yeah, they need to let you select. Yeah. Nah, I better spin it.
What's next?
I say CAO. No. There we go.
Man,
another sleeper, Man of War. So Don and I, we got on this kick of the Solomons, right? And the Solomon, CBIT had a sampler pack of the Solomons of the Virtue, Ruination, and what was the other one, Don? There's 3 of them, weren't there?
The Straight Man of War.
Oh, it's the Straight Man of War.
Yep.
And I could tell you that's one of those cigars, and I absolutely love that. I believe that's Clint's favorite stick size. This is the Solomon, and it's a great smoke. The Virtue, once again, great in the morning because a nice light smoke, creamy. It's a good creamy cigar. The regular Man of War, to me, it's a little peppery. It has some spice, not a whole lot. It's medium to full. And then just the last, the Ruination is just absolutely, a pepper bomb. And you love it. It's one of those things that if you don't like pepper, you don't like spices, then
Yeah,
sure I think fancy. Yeah, just like you.
I think I know me and Don, we smoked the 10th anniversary, which is a little chocolate bar, man. But I was smoking those so frequently. And I started appreciating them so much. I was like, whoa, wait, slow down. This is one of those you put on the top shelf in your other humidors so that you always have one around, or it's a kind of special stick. Don and myself, we talk about that stick all the time. So
I thought it was spicy as hell.
Dude, yeah.
That is a good stick, though.
I'm gonna tell you, listen, don't let that freaking don't let that 10th anniversary. I was not expecting to be that peppery, that spicy. I was happy for me to get that profile, but it's just like whoa, yeah, whoa.
Ruination, beautiful. Virtue, beautiful cigar. But I've also tried I believe it's the Damnation and the Abomination. And I can't remember which one of those two. It's the red band. It's supposed to be the strongest cigar in our lineup, and I find that the Ruination kicks that thing out of the water as far as strength on the strength meter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yes, I didn't care for the Ruination. Did any of you guys like it?
Or the Abomination?
It was okay. Those that I had with
the Abomination. That's what I meant. The Abomination.
Oh, the Abomination. Okay, no.
Yeah, I love the Ruination. The Abomination. The Abomination is the red label one.
Yeah.
I didn't, for whatever reason, and I've tried it more than once. I just did not care for it at all. And once again, it's subjective, and it's just
right.
But hey, Greg had a question here,
and that's a good, solid question because we love Room 101.
And I don't think he's on that list, is it?
It's not. It didn't make it.
And we know I've been smoking the paybacks, over the last month or so. Yeah,
I'll never forget, dude. I was smoking that muzzle loader. I probably shouldn't have been, smoking it at that time. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I was smoking it. Every time I took a puff, I'm sure people thought I was nuts. I was crying, laughing, and driving down the road smoking this cigar, thinking about that story from Matt Booth.
If you don't know what he's talking about, go back and check out our episode with Matt Booth. That guy is a certified insane nut, and he's a beautiful person. And I love him. Yes. But oh my gosh.
What's up, man?
Oh yeah.
Dude, guys, I'm telling you. To me, that was one of, if not the most memorable interview that we've done, in my opinion, because he is so out there. If you guys have never met Matt Booth or even listened to any of his interviews, I highly recommend, but obviously go to ours first. Just saying. It was a great interview. It was one of those interviews that if JJ didn't hit the record button, we would have never got anything recorded because that man didn't even let me do the intro. We didn't even do the intro music.
Shot out of the cannon.
And you know what?
Great.
And he's very eccentric, but a very beautiful soul at the same time. He's a very highly intelligent man, and you can tell it by the way he talks. But when you hear him and you see him, you're like, man, this guy's crazy. But he'll grow on you in about 10 minutes, and then you realize he is a fantastic human. But yeah, first time I ever heard him on a podcast, I'm like, this guy is an absolute certified nut.
Yeah, he's out there, man. Who just had a birthday this past? Who had? None of us. Who are you talking about, Greg? Is it your birthday, bro? Was it your birthday?
Or was it Matt Booth's birthday?
I don't know. Don't know, but we'll wait till he's answer. But spill it, baby.
I think it's going to be West Tampa.
CAO. Nope. Let's go, baby.
Beautiful.
So this is another one, right? So H. Upman, right, was not even in my radar, and all of a sudden I pick up the H. Upman Heritage, and who other makes it? AJ Fernandez, right? And beautiful band, beautiful construction. It's just, that cigar is absolutely delicious, man. That's another. Once again, if you go to CBID, even if you go to the retailers, I believe they price point for like $10 to no more than $12 if my memory serves me correctly. I don't think they're even that high. I think they're like $10.90 or something like that. So it was $11. Right. But it's a great cigar. I finally won the H. Upman Viejos R series. It took me like 7 tries to win them, but I finally won. Okay, so I can't wait to try that because that looks like an absolutely chocolate bar. You know what I mean? So, but I'm hoping that it it works out. I hope I like it. Cigar Clayton.
And I've had it's a banker, and I have the one that PC smoking right now. And again, and I use this a lot. You know, it's a good clean smoke. You can tell they're using quality, well-aged tobacco in their cigars. And it's, you know, and I've said this a few times too, you know, it's the construction is everything to us, especially in a cigar. And I've never, if I have a burn issue, it's because of the way I lit the cigar. If my cigar unravels, it's because I'm using a regular guillotine and I cut too much off. You know, I've never had a bad experience with an H. Upman.
Yeah, I was introduced to the H. Upman over about 2 years ago by John, and dude, I have not stopped smoking the H. Upman. That stick and the cellophane was a golden brown. Oof. When he sent it to me, I have not stopped smoking H. Upman, and the only ones that I haven't smoked a banker now, and
I ain't care for it.
And that's what I was about to say. I've heard a lot of people say they didn't care for it, but I think that's one of the ones that AJ did not have his hands in on. So if I'm wrong, you know, correct me. But yeah, the H. Upman is one of my go-tos, and then I'm an AJ fan at the same time. So you know how that goes.
And you guys, I've sent you pictures about the rabbit hole I've been going down. You know, yeah. The New Worlds, I can't put them things down right now, and I've smoked them 100 times before, but for some reason right now they got a hold of me.
That Dorado,
the red label.
Yep.
So, let me tell you something. So that was the very first AJ Fernandez cigar that I really gravitated to, and I've shared with you guys. You know, I was 2 boxes a month. You know. And for whatever reason, I just enjoy the Puro Especial New World, and that I ended up changing from that. Mind the reds are box press, you know what I mean, and the other ones are just regular. So actually, it's a golden 6x60. I absolutely love it, you know. But listen, guys, before we continue, JJ, we're gonna take one of the beautiful beefers of one of our sponsors. So those who get ready, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. So give us a good 2-minute break so we can go. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
And go.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda, and your boy Panda has some great news. We have teamed up with Burn One Cigar Bar, located at 7328 Royal Palm Boulevard in Margate, Florida. Guys, Burn One Cigar Bar is your go-to destination for the finest selections of premium cigars at unbeatable prices. Step into a world of luxury and relaxation as you indulge in the smooth flavors and exquisite aromas of our carefully curated cigars collection. But that's not all. Burn One Cigar Bar has teamed up with us for an exclusive sponsorship opportunity just for you. When you call Burn One and purchase any box of cigars, you unlock a fantastic discount of 20% of your order using special discount code PANDA. You can contact Burn One at 954-970-0001 or on their social media pages, Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, don't miss this chance to elevate your cigar experience without breaking the bank. Visit Burn One Cigar Bar today, mention discount code PANDA, and treat yourself to premium cigars at incredible value. Hurry up, this offer won't last. Burn One Cigar Bar, where luxury meets affordability, and they ship nationwide. Peace.
Well, guys, as you guys know, that's the lounge that the Panda is. You know, if you're looking for me, that's where you'll find me. That's all I gotta say.
And all you gotta look for is the imprint of those size 6 sneakers.
Wow.
I'm gonna hit the wheel.
Wow.
Round and round it goes.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Take it away, Donnie boy. Take it away.
So I think we can knock out two birds with this one stone.
Yes.
Guys, if you have not experienced West Tampa Tobacco Company, I know I'm a fanboy, but my goodness, the black is so good. The red is my favorite cigar of all time, and you can get them anywhere from $9 to $11. And to say, you know, these guys give me a hard time about being bougie and everything, whatever. To say that is my favorite cigar, guys, that is my absolute favorite cigar.
A box.
I mean, just the flavor on that thing is, you know, it's a medium stick. You know, it's not going to blow you out of the water as far as strength. Again, if you can stomach the 5 hours, go listen. Clinton and I did the review on the West Tampa Dark Time on Friday night. We both had a few burn issues on that one, and that's it. You know, it's the only cigar in their line that's more than $13, and that, you know, it's an expensive cigar. It's a $30 cigar. And it's their you know, flagship. This is their new thing, but it came with the nice cutter. It came with but the West Tampa red, black, and white. Depending on you know, the strength and the flavor you like, you cannot go wrong with West Tampa cigars. I mean, it just you know, I'm just such a fanboy, and it you know, they will always be in my humidor as long as he makes them.
Absolutely. And you know, and that's one of the most talked about cigar brands on our channel, I do believe.
Yeah.
And you know, and he was a great interview. You know, he's another hyper intelligent man who's been in this industry for a very long time.
Yes.
In cigars, I didn't even know he made. You know, we figured it out, like, well, that's why we're gravitating towards this cigar. And
just an all-around likable dude too.
Dude.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
guys, listen, we had the privilege to do an interview with them. Go and check out our interview with Rick Rodriguez, man. And so the red, and I'm like JJ, I'm torn between the black and the red right now. For whatever reason, the red was my super go-to, but I find myself lately gravitating to the black lately.
Yeah.
But above them all, I absolutely love, and it was on our blind smoke that I sent to these guys.
You're right. I forgot about that one.
Series. Okay, the Addict series. So I enjoyed the Circle of Life. So the Circle of Life was like their big breakthrough past the $9 mark when they first started. That was like the $11, $12, $13 stick. And all of a sudden I found out they had this Addict series of, you know, and I said, let me try this Addict. I already tried the Circle of Life, and it didn't. Okay, did it meet the hype and expectation? I think it did at the moment, right? Right. It met the hype at that moment until I smoked the Addict series.
Because the only thing, the Circle of Life, it's a beautiful cigar, but it just doesn't hit in the power we want out of it.
Correct.
Other than that, correct. You know, the Belichi Boulevard. Mm-hmm. If you have them, hold on to them. You're never going to get them again.
And, you know, like Clinton and I discussed the other night, we went to several different cigars, and we always went back to, if you had that cigar or the West Tampa Red, which one would you go to? If I could give you this cigar or this cigar, which one would you go to? And it was, most of them for me was West Tampa. I mean, just, they're so full of flavor, man. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see, and to me, to answer that question, for me, it would have to be the moment. I'll be honest with you, because I absolutely love the Addict series. Yeah. I mean, because I love that spice and that pepperness, and that's my profile. That's what I love. I like, and mind you, I absolutely love the red too. But to me, I am more a full body, full punch in the mouth, pepper, spice. That's what I love. But I think to me, it depends on the moment and the time, right? Because I don't want to smoke an Addict series late at night. Like, my last cigar of the day, you know, the West Tampa, I smoked one today, you know, and so to me, honestly, it depends. But also, you're talking about $10, $13, and mind you, the crazy part is that you can't find the Addict series in every. And there's only one spot, and I have to get one of my coworkers down south to buy them for me because it's a little loud. I've only been there once, and they have a bunch of crap, bunch. And it's a really small shop. It's one of those buy and go,
Yeah.
And the Devil's Crab, the Devil's Crab is another $13. It looks like a feral pig. Flying pig. $13, right? I found out that Neptune sells them for $11.
And the Devil Crab, I haven't tried it, but the one I have, I'll never smoke.
Right. Hey, well, so you guys understand. So Rick Rodriguez sends JJ this pig, right?
I'll try
with
to find
the red, with the red West Tampa label on it, and we're like, what the heck is this? Mm-hmm. And it was one of those, pre-production devil crabs. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that that's exactly what it is, because it's the same size, same everything. He just put a red label on it. He didn't want to tell anybody what it was, but it's a great smoke. If you guys haven't seen any of my photos, I burned that boy to the very end, and the ash stood. I mean, the whole thing.
I did as well.
So the construction, absolutely fire, man.
And they also come in Lanceros, right?
Yes.
There it is.
Come on. Snap onto her, baby.
Beautiful little stick, man.
There you go. That is definitely the Devil's Crab. Yeah. That is absolutely with the little pigtail and everything, man.
Yeah.
And it's a collector's item for me now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but West Tampa, you listen, Rick Rodriguez, if you guys have not smoked anything by West Tampa, you guys are missing out. Excuse me. And I can tell you, to this point, I've yet to find you true bang for your buck. Bang for your buck, flavor, spice, the whole shebang in that $10, $11 smoke, whether it's the red, black, or white.
And seeing his daughter and the passion that is just flowing from her right now for the company, West Tampa is going to go very, very far. They are going to be a household name before you know it.
And taking his history, you probably smoke one of his sticks without smoking a West Tampa Red or anything in the West Tampa lineup. You probably smoked one of his sticks and didn't even know it.
There you go, the flatheads. We'll definitely talk about that when CAO pops up. Watch it pop up next.
And go. It'll be the last one.
No.
Right now, baby.
There we go.
Perfect segue.
Oh, this one's going to be a minute.
Yeah. CAO.
Where do we start?
Oh, man.
The CAO Brasilia.
We
can start there. The camshaft. I mean, you could go on and on. And we didn't know that he was part of the Flathead series. It wasn't until we interviewed him that we found out that and I give it to him, he was very humble about it, but he was so responsible for saving the CAO brand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really was, because they were on the verge of selling to CI. They sent them out there to rectify things, to get things straightened out. And he turned things around. He talked about, how the Flathead and the box series of the Flatheads came about, and it was very interesting they had a blend and they didn't like it. And then
it was burning too hot.
Burning too hot. And it was one of his blenders said, why don't we do a box press? Right. So, and we've learned over the years, right, the difference between a box press and a regular circular cigar, right? Because it burns, simpler on a regular tube, right? But when you smoke a box press, it kind of bounces around, so it'll slow that burn down just a little bit, just so that you can enjoy it. And look, that one idea saved the company, saved the brand.
I don't know if
if you've ever been in the basin smoking a cigar, that was one of Rick's creations too.
Never had a basin. Never had a basin. How are they?
I don't know. I can't find anybody to give me one.
I have one. But to me, on a box press cigar, they typically they underfill it to achieve the shape to a point.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps with burning flaws, but to me, as they have it in that shape, you get more of a concentrated flavor because it's been pressed, you know. So that to me, that wrapper, and because they have to put the wrapper on first. It's not they put it in the mold, they press it, and then the wrapper goes on last. The wrapper has to goes on before it gets pressed. So in my mind, I think the flavors are more concentrated because out of the get-go, the wrapper is already melded to that binder. And I think that's how they try to get around that burn issue by doing a box press. And that's just my brain. I'm probably completely wrong.
How about the CAO Extreme?
Oh, beauty.
Honduran, Ecuadorian, and Nicaraguan tobacco in it. You know, how about the Morocoro? I mean, you could go on and on about CAO, and that's
Aren't you smoking one now, Panda?
I am smoking the CAO below. But if you want a little bit more spice, smoke the CAO below Anejo. That CAO Anejo, it's a banger.
One of my favorite CAOs.
Oh,
the CAO Gold Maduro. It's medium at best, but it's very consistent through and through.
Well, and I ran across the CAO Bone just about 2 weeks ago.
Bones, yeah.
Man, that's 7 by 70. Man, that is a beautiful stick. And if you haven't had that stick, that's one I want to get for all of you guys and share that with you, man, because that's it blows you out the water.
What was that? Hey JJ, what was that stick? Not that I'm thinking about it, was it Punch that made it? That oh my god, the one that the guy looks like it has a straight jacket on it. Bone Shaker.
Oh, Bone Shaker. It's just that's a line from JR Cigar.
Oh, for whatever reason, I don't know. I thought it was Punch. That's a spicy cigar, and that didn't even make the list. But let me tell you, that was one of the cigars that I went to this one little a place that I go once in a blue moon, and I'm like, you know what? I need something short to smoke Robusto for $5, and I lit that bad boy. I was like, whoa! I was not ready for that spice. I'm like, holy crap! Oh yeah! All right, good enough. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go. Seven more to go.
Jaime Garcia. Nope. Oh man, that's a
Here's
good
another one. Crown heads.
They need no introduction.
Man, let me tell you something. Crown heads. You know, it was funny because I've smoked crown heads in years past, but it wasn't until obviously when we went to Tampa.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that there was 2 reps, one of the regional and one was the regional and one and the national reps sitting down. And the Panda may or may have not had one too many old fashions at this one particular lounge. And the Panda's like, what the hell? I'm gonna go walk up to them. Well, I go, hey, are you guys? Are these your bundles of cigars, or are you guys reps? It just so happened to be that they were them, the director and the national reps, and they started introducing to the cigars, and we ended up buying a bunch of cigars there. Mm-hmm. And then, ironically enough, we ended up going to Cigar Internationals, right? International. And I could tell you, the Panda almost lost his life there. You know, hold on. I'll say that in a minute. I learned that a regular Parejo is actually more pressed than the box press, releasing more oils and should offer more flavor because it's pressed more from it. Yeah. Well, Ish is a different beast within himself, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about it. Ish is definitely, he is that mad scientist. He's that crazy guy that has that around the world cigar, which I've had the privilege to have. And it is a very complex, it's by far the most complex cigar that I've ever smoked because he has 17 different regions in that cigar.
Man, that's madness.
That is. But going back to Crown Heads, right? My favorite Crown Head. I mean, I like the Cornettas and stuff like that. And I haven't forgot about to tell you guys the story when I almost lost my life at Cigar International. But mine is the Mid Diaz Habano. For whatever reason, I smoked one of those today as well. And I can tell you, I absolutely love the Habano a hell of a lot better for whatever reason more than the Maduro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's your guys' opinion about that. What do you guys think about that in regards to Crown Heads as a whole?
So I like the Habano. I do like the Maduro as well. Probably equal for me. But for me, that Coronado line is so damn good.
Yeah, it is. That Maduro
line. Yeah, that is so good. And that's the ones that Belkis and I'm losing his name. Miguel. Belkis and Miguel introduced us to that day. They gave us a couple, and we actually went and bought some more. And that was the kind of line they introduced us to that day. And oh my God, they're so good. And again, it's another one of those cigars. I'm like, why don't I buy those more? You know?
Yeah. And they're a tip at a inexpensive that Juarez. Juarez is a good cigar. And then I end up buying a box of the 4 Kicks, little Coronas, a little box of 24. And let me tell you what, that box did not last very long.
That's what you bought that with CI?
Yep. Yeah, was that little?
Was that before or after I almost lost my life? I can't remember.
Actually working with Miguel, I believe, when Belka said this is the last box, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah. And Panda ended up 3 rows like on the other side of the freaking humidor. Just saying. But
you got pancake.
I'll say what I always say: get in the weight room.
Oh, get that weight up.
Get your weight up.
Get that weight up.
So
you got boxed out.
Yeah. So you're in boxed out, man. Goodness, man. So Belkis said, "Oh, you know what? This is our last box of the blood medicine." So I'm like, "Oh, okay. You know what?" So the Panda goes to reach, and out of nowhere, I got a Ray Lewis tackle. Okay, I mean, when I mean tackle, and I'm talking about by this guy over here, the bouginess. This man pushed me so hard. I'm telling you, at the other side of the freaking humidor. I'm like, okay, Don, if you want the buy, go for it, dog. Go for it, my brother. You ain't got to get so violent over it.
I think he reverted back to being a catcher in baseball. He thought you was sliding it home.
I was looking for it because I still have one of them cigars out of that original box, and I think there's actually Panda's blood on it.
You got mossed. You got mossed.
Yeah. Put it this way, if I was on Friday, I got knocked
out.
You're saying? What's up down? So, oh my God, man! But you know what, guys? Crown Heads is an absolute great company. They produce some really, really good cigars. I love the Cornetta series, like you said. The Juarez, absolutely. And the crazy part about that's at the lower end price point of all the cigars.
Yep.
It's like between $8 to maybe $12. Roughly. I mean, right. Depending where you're at. But the Juarez, right. I mean, it's if you like, that's definitely medium to high full. I mean, I don't know high full, but definitely full. You know what I mean? And so to me, if you haven't tried Crown Heads, I definitely recommend that as well.
Yeah, they're beautiful brand, great people.
Yeah. Dude. Oh yeah.
Each and every time I've ever messaged Miguel, he's that quick. I mean, he's just a super cool dude. Oh,
Jaime Garcia's
another cigar that Panda got me addicted to.
That was Jaime Garcia was the first cigar that I ever smoked that made my head swim.
But you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Jaime Garcia.
And that's another. People would smoke them. $12 price range, $13 price range. If you like spice, if you like, a good tasty cigar. I mean, you can't go wrong. I think they're right below LFD as far as spice profile. You know what I mean? Yeah, but they still pack a punch. I think they absolutely, once again, perfect for the segment. That for the price point, you cannot go wrong with the Jaime Garcia at all of any of their company. sticks. You know, it's just crazy.
Yep.
Oh man, it's spinning, baby. Yeah, we're already at 2 hours, guys. Holy crap!
And we can forget about that West Tampa Red. I should have took that off.
Yeah, you should have. It's all right. Leave by Oscar, right? You can't, you know, the Maduro, the Connecticut, and let me tell you something. Their marketing on their cigars is absolutely genius, and you know they actually trademarked that.
Oh, I guarantee
You know,
it.
So if you guys have never smoked a leaf by Oscar, basically what they've taken is a tobacco leaf and used that as their wrapper.
They're cellophane, basically.
The cellophane. You know what I mean? And true story. There have been more than one person in my lounge that actually tried to smoke the cigar through the freaking tobacco because they didn't realize they had to take the tobacco leaf off. True story.
You know, in the first time I ever seen those, before I ever tried one, and it was the conditions in which the humidor was kept in. When I seen them, I said, "What in the double H?" I'm not going to say what I normally do after that. Is that thing? Because they were just brittle and they were just pale looking. I'm like, "What is this?" But then you wrap that, you take that off, and you see the beautifulness inside. But yeah, the first time I seen that, I'm not going to say where the humidor was, but they were really dry and they didn't look too appealing.
Right. And you wouldn't think that leaf would maintain that cigar, but it does. Once you pull it out of the wrapper, the leaf, that stick is primed and supreme. And dude, I'm telling you, I would take the leaf off of it and sit it back inside my humidor, and it would have an aroma on all the sticks that are left in there. I stopped doing it here lately, but every once in a while I'll just put a little distilled water on it, and man, that aroma just filter into the rest of those sticks.
And Clint, if you're still here, that the new 2025 release, the Oscar Broadleaf, we smoked it on our blind smoke last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Now it doesn't fit in their price profile because it is a bit more expensive. It's about an $18 cigar. But man, is that a good cigar! Holy cow!
Well, and I'm gonna say this stick here is a Oscar, a 2012 by Oscar Corona. So that little stick is really a beautiful stick that goes in that line also.
Well, don't forget about Island Jim.
Yeah, the Island Jim.
Island Jim, right? And then also the ones that I told you guys that he has, that he's blended his own life. The Naughty Hook,
Oh yeah.
And then he had one called Nick and Jim. It's the same blend. It just got two different. One's a torpedo, one's another. The other one's Boxers, I think. And so yeah. So I mean, great smoke, great marketing as far as the tobacco. Because guess what? If you can never forget about it, in regards to what other cigar company uses a tobacco leaf. I mean, now they can't now because they have it a lot, but still,
I know
great marketing tool.
Christoph would put it in the box, which I think they've stopped doing that. But yeah, as an actual cellophane, I mean, it's genius.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Island Jim for the simple fact that it has the shaggy foot. I love that.
It was different, right? Because I remember when they first came out, it was like, okay, this is something different. And my biggest thing is that you kind of fear the gimmicky aspect of some of these cigar companies, right? They try to do something so different, so out of the ordinary. And mind you, they need to do to kind of stick out. But does it meet the expectations of what you're hoping for, right? And that's a cigar that honestly it meets all expectations. I mean, it's a great stick, it's a great smoke, great tobacco in it, and I think that's another $13, maybe $14 cigar.
But what's the one we smoke a lot, Don? Is it the 10th, Anna? The 10th?
Yeah, it's the Leaf Oscar 10th anniversary. Yep.
Man, that is a really creamy stick, but it's a mild to medium. What is a medium to full body?
Medium? Yeah, it's. I think it fits right in medium for me.
Okay, yeah, right about a medium. Yeah, it's a really good stick. out of that brand.
And Tim has gotten with him, and I haven't had one yet, with his own Leaf by Oscar. And there's one that's called like Earth and then Flat Earth over there at Cigars Daily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. All right. So what do we got? So Crown Heads and West Tampa.
Well, we've
we already
kind
done.
of already talked about everything but the last one it's on.
Oh, there you go. Perdomo Lot 23.
Hits above its freaking weight class.
So now we all know, right? So Perdomo is not really known for really spicy, peppery cigars. They're kind of the medium. Some cigars, like the 10th anniversary Maduro or the 20th anniversary, kind of touches the full body, you know. But for the most part, Perdomo is very known to the medium to semi-full profile. You know, that's the cigar, the Lot 23. You guys know it's except for the price point, you cannot beat it. You guys also know that my number one recommendation for any new cigar smoker is the Champagne Anniversary 10th anniversary. It's a great cigar to start somebody off with because it's smooth, it's creamy, it's always consistent. I've never had anyone complain about it that I recommend it to.
When we talked to Nick on the podcast, one of my favorite lines for him was when we asked him kind of like, do you ever get tired of hearing about the 10th anniversary champagne? And he goes, and he looked at us, he goes, do you get tired of your paycheck? Like,
What a pimp.
Yeah. Like, so that cigar has been like a windfall for those guys. And have you guys all gotten them? Have you guys smoked the Dave Garofalo 40th anniversary Perdomo yet?
Not yet.
Ooh, we're going to talk about it. Spicy Beast.
Oh, listen, we could do that on our next episode.
Yeah. That's it right there.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
They remind me of Garofalo, right? Short and stout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know,
Short and stout.
So why don't you talk briefly in regards to that special box and blend and stuff like that for Garofalo?
Yeah, this Two Guy Smoke Shop, man, they've been around for 40 years now. Started off in I think he said a 500 square foot, shopping space. And now he's in 3 stores. He's one of the, highest volume cigar sales of all time. He holds a ratio of 80% box sales over 20% single sales.
Wow.
That is crazy. He's made an absolute empire, and through his podcast, the Cigar Authority, he'll tell you of all the pitfalls he's had. And he's been millions in the hole and finally found his way out. He's just a testament of, hard work. It pays off because he's had many sleepless nights, been broke.
And he's that guy that will help you out if you need it.
100%.
Even his competitor, he'll help you out if you.
And him and Perdomo, they're two of the best in their fields. I mean, they are. They've been long-term friends, and he said, "You want to know?" Because he's made a few cigars for Garofalo over the years, and he said,
the Garofalo cigars themselves.
For your 40th, I want to make you a limited run of 400 boxes, and I'm just glad we were able to get our hands on them. I mean, it's
the Panda had a little scared though. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
The Panda had a little scared. I'm like, what the heck, man? I'm like one of the first ones to order, and I'm the last one to get them. I kind of thought, I'm not gonna lie, Ed. I apologize. I kind of might have thought you might have got my address wrong. I'm just saying, I got a little scared.
Hey, there's no shortage of boxes on your end now.
No, there's not.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I found a box of these.
Yeah, I found a box of Arsenios. I mean, what it couldn't be a bundle of 1876. It'd be a box of Arsenios.
That's a true story. I did forget about that. I had that box in my locker, man. Well, at the bottom locker. And I'm like, what the hell is this blue box? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. And when I opened up, I think out of the whole box, I only had smoked like 4. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, well, whatever. Don't judge me. Oh, man. Who's this? Just got it. T-Bron.
Hey, it's been a banger of an episode, Unbanded.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I can't believe this is our longest episode.
By I think by far.
Yeah, this is our longest episode, but it was good. It was fun. You know what I mean? And guys, listen, I'm sure there are plenty of other cigars that you guys know about that we have not mentioned it. You know what I mean?
A million.
And by all means, send us messages. And you know what? I'm more than willing to do a round 2 of this. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And to kind of see what your guys' input is in regards to what cigars are out there that you guys think that are way above their price range. You know, that you're willing to pay, right? Because you pay one price, but you know that if they went up $2-3, that you're like, yeah, it's worth the extra $2-3. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
West Tampa is one of those, you know what I mean? We've always said that, right? They start off at $9 and change. Now they're up to $10 now, maybe $11, depending on where you go. You know, but we even said I'll pay $12, $13, $14 for that stick, you know?
Of course.
And but yeah.
You know, and I got a little
An hour and a half. Shoot me. Listen, so do we.
We're there.
Yeah. Listen, we're there. We just had so many freaking cigars to talk about. We normally try to stick within an hour because we've noticed, guys, that within the hour, past an hour, we start losing views, and that's pretty much everyone because people's attention span is really short. 45 minutes to an hour is where we like to be. You know what I mean? Because that's perfect. Anything past that, you know, you just kind of regurgitating the same old thing. But this is kind of different, so we kind of do it.
I'm going to show that visual aid to those who may not know what we smoked. I made a little visual aid slide. I'm going to pop on here real quick just to get you familiar with what we had tonight on this podcast.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Nice.
You know, I figured that would help. You know, that's kind of cool. That's something I'd like to do a little more often. You know, just so people get a little insight into what we're smoking and, you know, a little bit of a blend breakdown. Maybe throw price points. But, you know, again, in the world of cigars, and prices are iffy right now. Some people's raised them, some people haven't yet. You know, the world of the $10 cigar may not last very much longer.
You know, actually, Clint and I had that discussion the other night. We're actually, our second cigar on our marathon show was the Espinosa Knuckle Sandwich, and it's a $15 cigar. And Clint was saying that you know, in his mind it was a $10 to $12 cigar. It was good, but when he found out it was 15, it was like, maybe, you know. And my point was, is the $15 cigar the new $13 cigar? You know, when you used to say, hey, that's a $13 cigar, that's great. Is that now the $15 cigar? You know, just like everything else in our world, you know, you go to the grocery store. I used to panic when the grocery store was $100. And then, you know, now we went to the grocery store today, we got the basics and it was $290 or something. I mean, it's like, come on, man. You know, so
same with us. We went to Wally World and it was $266 and we said, what the hell did we buy?
Right. Really? You know what, Peter? I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? I'm glad you went quick on that one.
But you know what? I automatically by default do that anyway.
What, with 21 and over?
I automatically age restrict every one of our videos.
Cool.
Which it does hurt the algorithm, but you're not getting the strikes and the bans and all that. But it's already by default. I just did that.
Nice. Yeah. So, guys, once again, if there's something that didn't make our list, and there's something that we just compiled together, I mean, in mind, there's so many more that we could have added, you know, and we did because here we are. We did how many sticks?
It was about 25.
25, and we're at 2 hours and almost 20 minutes. You know, maybe we'll start doing segments of this. You know what I mean? And different types of segments, and we'll keep it at an hour or less. You know, by all means, guys, send us recommendations of cigars because I'm sure there's cigars that we haven't tried or smoked. You know, so I would love to see what's out there because every state also is different, right? Every state, you know, has their own different, blends, cigar companies. I would love to do this on boutique level. The problem with boutique, that could go endless.
Oh my!
Right? So, I mean, and that might be the next one. You know, we'll do some boutique. We'll do maybe 15. you know, and we'll go from there. And then, like I said, we'll do another segment. Also, guys, we also have a late hour smoke that we do. That those are kind of random.
Right.
Those 8 hour smokes are random, you know, and it's one of those that we're on Discord, and next thing you know, boom, we're like, hey, you know what? Let's go live and just chop it up. And we have normally nothing to talk about, and we always seem to find something to speak about. That one night we ended up talking about one of the guys. He wasn't even a cigar smoker. He came out. We ended up talking about cars.
Yeah.
You know, mind you, guys, we don't always have to talk about cigars. You know, whatever topic you guys want to talk about, by all means, you know, we got to get Pat. I promised Pat that we will have him on our live with us on our late hour smoke. So we got to figure out and find that out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys,
what's up?
Once again,
what's up, Mike?
Who's that? Mike, I like the length. Really? You know, it's hit and miss, guys. I'll be honest with you. We kind of figured out that after an hour, you know, you just start losing views, man. And so we try to do our best. You know, once again, guys, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. You know, share. And we're trying to get to 500. I think we're less than 30 subscribers now. We got some great giveaways that we're gonna do just for 500 subscribers, and then, you know, after that, guys, it's gonna be nonstop. You know what I mean? And then when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I promise you the swag is gonna be even better.
Better.
But go ahead, PC.
Yeah, I want to say what's up to McCoy. I met him yesterday. He was smoking a Placencia in his truck when I went to pick up some food. So, and I gave him one of our cards. He subscribed to, you know, the podcast or whatever. And I just want to say what's up to him. And I also gave him a stick. I let him pick out whatever stick I had in my Herf. And he was a real cool dude, man. He was going to turn us on to, you know, some of his guys at the lounge he goes to. So yeah, what's up, McCoy?
In the same vein, a gentleman that works with my daughter, he was asking me about some cigars, you know, through her, and I said, look, I'll put together a little care package for you, but on one condition: you subscribe to our channel. So he did. So he actually sent her a text today that said, you know, tell your dad thanks for the cigars, and he went to a bachelor party and he did the same thing. Hey guys, I got a bunch of cigars on one condition: you subscribe to these guys' podcast. So they all
Nice.
Oh, nice. What's up, man? Appreciate
you.
That is awesome.
We're at 466 as of right now.
Nice.
Okay.
There you go, guys. Less than 30. So, guys, let's see. By all means, if there's a topic you guys want us to talk about, hit us up. We'll talk about it. And if it's good enough, we might even invite you to come and join us and have you start the conversation with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, by all means, guys, hit that subscribe button, share it. We appreciate you guys who've been here from the beginning for the last 2 hours and almost 23 minutes.
Oh,
we appreciate it, guys.
I got to give one more shout out on the 5-hour show that Clint and I did the other night. Black South and Pat stayed for the entire 5 hours. I could not believe it.
What? Wow.
That's great.
So I got to give a shout out to those two guys. That kind of killed everything. So yeah, so I got to give a shout out to those. You know, that was a fun deal. You know, Clint and I wanted to do a review on the Dark Time, and we got into talking about the Dark Time, and we had some filler conversation about different things, and then we got done with that, and we just kind of weren't done. So we just said, hey, you want to break out another cigar? So we broke out the Espinosa knuckle sandwich, and we just started going. And man, I think we covered every topic in the cigar industry during those 5 hours. But it was fun. It was good to have I had Clint over here to my backyard lounge here, and it was just a good time.
And what a brain to be able to set and pick. I mean, come on, dude.
Man, and I just want to give a shout out to Black real quick, because he ran across 2 boxes of Romeo and Julietas that were
I have them
stamped in 1976. And you talking about some sticks, man. There was some beautiful sticks when he opened up that box, and he only got them for like $25 a box. That was crazy.
Black South has been following us since day one. We kind of look at him as like one of our ambassadors. You know what I mean? And anytime this man gets to shout out our name or advertise or promote for us, he's out there, and we greatly appreciate everything this man's done for us. And you know, we make sure we take care of ours, right? You know, what I mean, we send this guy some sticks, we send him a shirt, and he's out there representing us, and we greatly appreciate it. So, Black, if you're out here, we appreciate you, brother. You're gonna leave finesse. So, guys, once again, if you like what you see, subscribe. 2 hours and 25 minutes, the longest show that we've ever had, especially on a live. So, by all means, guys, we appreciate you. We love you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.